What's happening, everybody? I'm Steve, and welcome back to Junkdrummer TV, where I give my initial reactions, my hot takes, and my analysis on the drummers of today and yesterday, and maybe tomorrow if I stick around that long. Up until about 9 weeks ago, I was a professional drum teacher, and up until about 9 weeks ago, I was a gigging musician. That's right, episode 13 from the quarantine, and maybe the quarantine series is getting ready to wind down. I'm not sure. Does anyone even know anything anymore? Before we get into it, I would like to thank Brett Clark and Aaron, my two newest patrons on my Patreon, and also, thanks to my Patreon, I've been able to purchase a brand new microphone that will hopefully deliver my dulcet southern brogue with a little higher fidelity. Today's episode is something completely different. This came from a couple different commenters. We're going to be watching Larnell Lewis on the excellent YouTube drum channel Drumeo, and this is a video called Larnell Lewis Hears a Song Once and Plays It Perfectly. Larnell Lewis, of course, is known for playing with Snarky Puppy. When Snarky Puppy first hit, I had multiple friends come to me because they knew I was a Steely Dan fanatic and tell me that, like, there's finally a band that's doing, like, advanced, like, jazz, funk, rhythms and melodies and harmonies, but playing them in like a pop context. And I always thought, like, why hadn't anyone thought to do that? And Snarky Puppy decided to. The first track I ever heard of them, and I'm not sure if Larnell Lewis is on it, but the one that has Donny Hathaway's daughter on it, and I was just blown away by that track. And I'm a big listener. I don't know a lot about the band. I know the band is ran by a bass player, and look, bass players write better songs. Don't tell guitar players. But this video is very long. What we're going to do is we're going to watch him. I've skimmed this just a little bit. We're going to watch him listen to the track, then learn it, and then play it not long after hearing the track. This should be very educational and disheartening for all of us mere mortals, I'm sure. But before we get into it, please, everyone, check out my merch page, and please check out my Patreon. Maybe give me a like and comment and share if you like the video. If not, no problems. So let's watch Larnell Lewis of Snarky Puppy blow us away, I'm sure.
Okay. There's a build there.
So what we're going to see today, and I can't stress this enough, make sure you watch this video.
Whoa.
After me, because again, I don't know what he's going to do, but
again.
Larnell Lewis is a bad, bad man. This is a cool process, man. You
okay, hear the comping pattern.
That get to grow up with YouTube and get to see this stuff.
But the bass is giving me the steady.
To get this kind of information, you had to buy a VCR tape.
I might follow the bass.
So right there, you're getting inside the mind of what an artist does when they are constructing their drum part. He said right there, I might go with the bass. What he just said there, might. That's what we do as musicians, is we make choices, and I can't wait to hear how he makes this song sound, because something else we're probably going to see is like how much power the drummer has. The drummer has all the power on how to make a song sound a certain way. Just that word, I might do this. He's right now in the process of making his choices.
And we went right into a solo, so I gotta be aware of my activity.
So yeah, this song, you know, sounds, you know, fusiony. It has like a head, and then, you know, this is a solo. Back into that head. So we got like an A-B
build
section so far. There's a lot of ways that you can choose to make that part sound right there.
I think there's a beat drop there at some point. Key solo.
That bass part sounds like a Jocko bass line. Anytime you hear a Jocko bass line, it's hard not to just want to play along with it. And it's yeah, this bass player, this has a samba feel. I think we're going to probably hear a samba at some point, or at least hinting around and using the samba as the form. Because that bass line,
16 bars, so
a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. That is, if you know anything about Jocko, that is Jocko. So right there, he might be deciding that's a lick that he would want to play around with.
Okay.
I don't know. We're going to see.
I hear
I'm
that
excited
quote.
about this. This is completely different from what we've done on here. Back to that A section. So, you know, fusion jazz. And then that A section has like an A and B inside of it.
Right. Bass solo.
I don't want to try to be a John Madden predictor here, but like that A section, it seems like you can, you know, play a simpler groove through
8
that,
bars.
or you can, you know, play it like a unison thing. And to play it like a unison thing would make it more fusiony. Playing like a groove through that would make it feel more like funky, more funk feel.
16 bars.
Man,
Vibe
Drumio's
change.
not making it easy on this cat. Oh my god. This takes a lot of balls and a lot of confidence in yourself to be like, hey, I'm gonna
7.
listen to this song once and then,
Okay.
you know,
So
hopefully
unison line at the
record
end of the bass
gold.
solo.
So we're back to that A section again.
Build.
So one of the things that I think that will be a challenge here is, you know, we're now to the 3rd or 4th time playing that A section. And, you know, if you watched my videos before, you've heard me talk about kind of that rule of 3. You know, if you do something the same way twice, you want to do something a little bit different a 3rd time. I think this is the 4th time. So that 3rd and 4th time, you want to go and take it up a notch. This is going to be so great to see how he does this, because you really, you know, if he sets up a thing that he does pretty much exactly on A and the 2 A sections, to do the same thing, the 3rd and 4th section would just kind of be blah. And of course, we're not going to get blah from Larnell Lewis.
Oh.
Okay, it's a little arrangement change, something to think about now. I've been in this situation, not playing anything this difficult. A lot of my playing in the studio is with singer-songwriter types.
Cool. I think I'm gonna have to write this down. If I want to be successful, I think the saying is the shortest pencil is longer than the longest memory. So,
I'm stealing that.
oh yeah, I'm gonna write this down.
The shortest pencil is better than the longest memory. Okay, so it looks like he's gonna, you know, write himself out a chart. Let me finish that last thing. I've had to do this before in the studio. Go in, you don't know the song. I said this to a student today. I've recorded songs with people that I didn't even know their last name. Just producers knew that I was able to come in and work pretty quickly. And I've never had to do anything like you know, here's a song and record it in 15 minutes like this. This is going to be ridiculous. So I'm going to skip the process where he's going to write down his charts and give him some stuff to look at. And now, let's see what Larnell Lewis does with that crazy samba, sorta samba-ish fusion tune. Okay, so it looks like
I think I'm ready to give it a try.
he's made himself kind of a cheat sheet. If you've done this kind of thing, man, cheat sheets and producers and the performer that you're playing for will love you for doing that, because they know that you will be more likely to play the song quicker, correctly. And if you're in the studio, time is money. That stuff usually goes by the hour. And if you're paying by the hour, you don't want a drummer in there missing changes and taking an hour to record one song.
You do it? Let's do it.
Okay. So this is that part I was talking about. You could either, it seemed like the 2 places you could go with that was you could play unison hits with the band, or you could play straight through it. Well, he played sort of a groove part for the first section of the A and then made it unison on that second part of the A. This is such a valuable video. Please watch this without my nonsense over it. So yeah, he's playing it samba. You know, the song dictated that it had to have a samba feel. You know, the samba is... I don't have enough time and the setup to explain properly what a samba is. I'm gonna give you the basics. You know, the samba is a Brazilian groove, and it's really based on that bass part where it's 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. In a traditional samba, you would have that going on, and you'd be playing straight 8th notes. You'd be going, and then playing like a 2-3 or a 3-2 clave over top of that. I am in no way a Latin drummer at all. Actually, what I've been doing during this quarantine, and that's been the thing that I've been really working on, is trying to get my Latin up. That would be more like a traditional samba. He's playing what I would call like a jazz samba. You know, he's taking the straight eighth notes out there and he's playing 1 and 2. Much faster than that, right? You can tell that I'm not a Latin player. So he's using the samba form to play over this, and it was dictated by that bass line. You know, you didn't have too much choice right there. You know, this video is all about the decision making and the choices that drummers make in the studio. And that's what playing music is. You know, we can talk about playing your 30-second notes and your polyrhythms and all that stuff, but it's all about... but it's about, do you make right decisions? This is the second time with that A section. Man, he's a monster. Watch that. Did you notice that? You know, that thing that he mentioned in the first part there is like, oh, there's a little build there. Okay. The first time he did the build on the snare drum and the floor tom. The second time he did the build, he put the snare drum and the hi-hat. Just minor variation like that. I know where he's going with this. There's going to be a third or fourth time when he goes back to that unison hit and he's going to unleash the hounds. So, you know, it's like a samba pattern on the bass drum. You know, it's so dictated that, you know, the bass player just owns us a lot of times. And that's okay. No! Oh, no! No! Larnell Lewis! Oh, God. We got to go back. Do you notice what he just did? Man, God damn it, I wish I was this good. Okay, so, you know, this song is just like a melody, a two-part melody section and solos. Oh, God damn. He remembered this keyboard lick and decided to catch it. Remember, he listened to this song once, made a chart, and then he remembered to hit these hits with the keyboard player. That's Jedi shit, man. That's not just being able to execute. That's being able to remember. He's on the second or third solo now, and he remembered to hit that. Watch this. God damn. Woo! The force is strong. Okay, so this is the first time that he's went to a ride cymbal pattern in the solos. This is the third time we've played this. Oh, Okay. Choices, decisions. The bass solo. You want to bring the volume down. He's taking the snare drum out. He's letting that bass be heard better, and he's getting out of the way. This is a perfect example of getting out of the way. This bass player is ridiculous. Oh, God, over the bar line playing. Oh, God. Everybody keep in mind what we're watching here. You just listen to this song. Yeah, he's about to unleash the hounds now. Whoever picked this song for him knew that he was going to destroy this. There it is. That's a very fusion thing to play over hits and play over the bar line like that. It causes that tension. I love drums. No. Oh, don't hurt him. Oh, LL, don't hurt him. Oh my God. Man, damn, I like that, man. Commenters who gave me that. Wonderful. I have great viewers. Man, that is one of the most valuable videos. It's on YouTube. Turn me off immediately and go watch that without my bullshit over top of it. What we saw today, as drum teachers, sometimes we can get really caught up in just like the coordination of it and getting the information learned and getting your paradiddles done and getting you know, this stuff to work well. But what we really have to make sure to demonstrate for students that it's about the choices and the decisions that you make. You know, your chop practicing, your groove practicing, your time practicing, your rudimental stuff, your independence. All of that stuff is on the left side of the equals, if you know what I mean. That's on the left side of the equals. What we saw today was on the right side of the equal sign. This is what all that shit's supposed to equal. Your creativity and your decision making. And we got to watch a master go through the process. Man, that is... man, commenters, fucking 1 thumb up, 2 thumbs up. What you're seeing there now, you know, his licks and everything and all of his abilities can be taught and learned. What you can't, like, I don't know how to put this. What you can't teach is how you are going to make the creation. And what we saw was someone making a creation. It's something that I think I maybe have a hard time teaching, is like, how do you sound like you? You know, I can show you that this is where your hand's supposed to go when your foot does this, and I can show you this is how you do a double stroke. But it's up to the musician to choose what you're going to sound like. The solos during that song was obviously around that samba part. And, you know, that bass player was just Jocko Pastoriusing the fuck up that bass line. So you were really not handcuffed, don't think of it like that, but you were, you know, being very suggested to play that part. Then in the A section, which is like the head, there was a bunch of different ways that he could have went with that, and he decided to make that decision. I would like to see the second part of this, and Drumeo, you can have this idea. I would like to see him go back and do another run through in a completely different style. What you saw today was wisdom and knowledge and creativity. And those 3 things there, you can't get from a book. It only takes time and experience doing this. All you drummers that are at the house, in your bedrooms and in your basements, trying to play your fastest, craziest drum solo by yourself, that's good. That's a thing that you should be doing. But you got to get out there and you got to play in bands, and you've got to be forced to make decisions and make the correct ones. And then after you get to a certain level, when you get to the part where he's at, where he's a big studio guy, be able to get to the right answer very quickly. This is one of the best videos on YouTube. Please turn me off right now. Go watch Larnell Lewis and this video and listen to Snarky Puppy. And keep practicing until it's easy.